going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Down South, Up North. Hope you guys had a good weekend. A lot of crazy sports news happened over the weekend, and we're going to dive into it all today. We got some golf, baseball, basketball. You know, we always got to talk about golf. I mean, we do it almost every week. But, Matt, how we doing?
Good. It's a good way to start off our morning. Golf is a fan favorite on this show, so give it some love, and especially it's golf season. You know, from the last couple weeks, we've seen a lot of storylines, a lot of good stuff, and I'm ready to get crack-a-lacking into it.
Yes, sir. All right, let's get straight to the athletic alert.
All right, Kyle. Over the weekend, we had another golf major, the U.S. Open, one of the fans' favorite out of the four majors for sure. And we saw Bryson DeChambeau get his second major ever, his second U.S. Open, so he knows this one pretty well. His first came back in 2020. But boy, was it a crazy finish yesterday. Coming down the stretch, it was pretty much the last 9 holes between Rory McIlroy and Bryson DeChambeau. Now remember, Bryson DeChambeau in the PGA Championship just a couple weeks ago had the lead on Sunday, was going against Xander Schauffele, and did the ultimate choke job like he has done in past tournaments.
Dude, even the Masters, dude. What was he leading? Days 1 and 2?
Yeah, I mean, this guy can hold the lead Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but when it comes to Sunday, a little bit of a different story. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. He got a little lucky down the stretch here. Played fantastic golf, but down the stretch, he went into Sunday with a 3-stroke lead over Rory. He was 7 under, and Rory was 4 under. And Rory played a phenomenal first, I want to say 14, 15 holes. Was just dialed in, going. But the last few holes was a little strange, right? So Rory had a 1-hole lead on DeChambeau because he started before him. So he's 1 hole ahead. But it seemed like every single time Rory was looking back behind his shoulder, seeing DeChambeau putt at the last green or drive at the hole he was just finishing on. And nonetheless, it comes down. They're both 6 under. And Rory hits a shot on 18. And he's in a little bit of a trouble. He's in that kind of weird grass. Kyle, you've probably seen the course, like the patches of grass, and it's kind of like dirt or sand almost.
Yeah.
And he finds himself in there. Horrible spot, especially for 18. And like, look, it's all tied here. Like, if you don't get a par or a birdie, you could potentially lose this major. And hits a second shot, barely gets up, avoids the bunker, which is huge. Gets up on the green, and he is about, I want to say 3, maybe 4 feet away from the hole.
Incredible shot, dude. That shot was insane.
But he goes up to putt in the professional golf world would consider a gimme, and just sells the bag. Like, you want to talk about an absolute meltdown on the 18th green. Now, I'm not gonna lie. If I was up there, I'd be shaking in my boots as well. But for Rory McIlroy, one of the greatest golfers ever, to miss that putt has to be one of the worst of his career. And then DeChambeau also gets in that tough spot. He actually lands like on a tree root. He hits his second shot in the bunker, so he's in the even more trouble. But Rory got a bogey, so all DeChambeau has to do is get up and down for par, and he captures his second title. And he hits a shot out of the bunker that is probably one of the best shots he's ever hit in his career.
He literally said after he won, he said that was the best shot of my life.
And I'm not gonna lie, it was a tough bunker spot because it was before the green with a back pin. And to be able to do what he did in the moments, right? Like we're questioning this guy on can he deliver in moments of having, all of the world on your hands. Like, all you need to do is get a par, dude. And he gets up there, and then he sinks the putt, and he gives the greatest just double fist pump in the world. Hugs his caddy, and it was insane, man. It was a fantastic finish, but that shot leading up was a beaut. It was really, really special and a fantastic finish for a great major for the world of golf.
Yeah, dude, it was super fun watching it. I love Roy McIlroy, and it just sucks, dude. I mean, you did a whole rundown about the whole weekend, so I can't really say much, but McIlroy bogeyed 15, 16, and 18 to fall back to 5 under on the par 3 on the 15th. Blasted his tee shot over the green, couldn't get up and down for par.
Not to mention, Kyle, he had a 2-stroke lead. He was 7 under, and DeChambeau was 5 under, with I think 3 holes to play. So you have to play par golf the rest of the way. You can even afford 1 bogey, and still be okay.
Yeah, and dude, Bryson missed a 4-footer on 15.
Yep.
To give McIlroy a 1-shot lead, and then that's when the infamous clip of McIlroy missing 2 gimmies back to back, dude. That was pitiful, man. I was watching that shit and I was like, oh God. Like, ugh, that hurts. That hurts.
Especially for a guy like Rory. I know you know his history in majors.
He hasn't won a major in over 10 years. Bro, the last time he won a major was 2014 at Valhalla in Louisville, Kentucky. That's just, it sucks, dude, because McIlroy is such a good golfer. He's incredible, and it just sucks to see him not get the job done. Like, we saw the clip of when Bryson lost to Xander in May, how Bryson was at the driving range, or he was, sitting there working on his game to hopefully go to a playoff, but Xander just hit that putt and it just lipped in, and he won the whole thing. And you could see the look on his face, dude. He was just like, just defeated. Like, shit, this sucks. Losing sucks. And then seeing Roy have that same look on his face, it sucked, dude.
And he was in the clubhouse. He was just sitting at a table with his hands together, and he was like, just.
I know Roy was praying, dude, because if you don't know, after you play your round, you play all 18, you got to go into the clubhouse and submit your card. If you get, say on 17, you bogeyed, but you put a par, you get a stroke. They add a stroke to your score. So I know Roy was sitting there and be like, bro, please, like, just Caddy or Bryson, please fuck up on your scorecard so we could go to a playoff. Please.
And
dude,
funny enough,
please.
the U.S. Open has net 100. This was 124th. Not one has ever gone to a playoff, and it was this close to going to a playoff between them two. But I don't know, Kyle. This was a battle between the PGA and Live. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but Bryson is on the Live Tour, and Rory has sworn that he's going to finish his career with PGA. So, in a sense, it was between those. And they've had, competition in the past. But
yeah,
how bad is it for the PGA? Because you have Scotty, who's the best golfer in the world with PGA, who won the Masters, and then you have Xander Schauffele, who won the PGA Championship. If Rory doesn't choke, 3 out of the first, and we haven't even gone to the British Open yet, 3 out of the first 4 majors this year would have gone to the PGA. And it kind of just slips out of your fingers, and now Liv kind of has that competitive edge going into the British Open. If they win it, they kind of split the series, I guess you would say. I know it's a little bit, this is a different storyline or whatever, but if you win all 3, you're really looking good. And I know the PGA wants to look as good as it can because, Live has a lot of money, but PGA is where golf was born.
Yeah. Yeah. So, oh no, congratulations to Bryson, Roy. Love you, brother, but you can't choke like that. You just gotta lock in next major. So again, congrats to Bryson. Good shit, brother. All
All right.
right, moving on to baseball. Matt, your New York Mets, dude. Someone in this division is finally woken up and was like, "Oh shit, we play baseball for a living.
Yeah.
Our goal is to get to the playoffs and win a World Series.
And
That's what
not
we're trying to
lose
do
every
here."
game in the month of May.
Yeah, and not lose every game. You guys have won 5 straight since Grimace threw that first pitch. You guys are 5.
McDonald's and Grimace. Thank you. Thank you, Grimace from McDonald's. I never thought this is what we would need. But this is exactly what we needed to get on this fire start. I'm not going to get too excited, though, because it has been an up and down roller coaster. And hell, after the All-Star break, they could lose 500 in a row again. I don't know. It's nice though. The month of May they went 9-19, Kyle, and in the month of June they are currently 7-4. So fingers crossed they continue a good run here. Alonso yesterday, after they completed the sweep against the Padres, he ended with 5 RBIs, had a 3-1 homer in the first, brought in 2 guys in the 8th in a desperation play. It was 7-6. The Padres had
season high for Alonso, 5 RBIs.
Yep, and
season high.
The Padres were crawling back, in typical Mets fashion. That allow people to do that, but bottom of the 8th, they got it done, man. They did exactly what they needed to do. But I think so. I was watching the broadcast, Kyle, and this actually came up. Once they hit that rock bottom, what we were talking about a couple weeks ago, where it was just like, what are you doing? Like, nobody's fucking showing up. You guys are playing piss poor baseball. Pitching's terrible. Nobody's hitting the ball. They actually decided to come together for a players only meeting. And this actually, since then, has happened every single game. And in those meetings, players only. So no coaches, no managers, no outside noise, just the players. Every single game, and I think this is very cool, they go around in a big circle, and every player has to explain what his approach is going to be to the upcoming pitcher that they are going to face. So, the next series, they have the Rangers starting tonight, I believe. Tonight, they're going to meet players only, and they're going to say, who's ever pitching, this is my plan of attack, and this is my strategy going against him. And if all 9 guys do that, I think that really builds the chemistry. Because if I'm not mistaken, in I think 11, maybe 12 of the last 15 games, they've had 10 plus hits in 12 out of 15. I could be wrong in that number, but 10 plus hits in a game is a lot. And you're going to win a lot more ball games if you're hitting the ball a lot better. I mean, hell, JD Martinez, before he struck out in the 8th last night or yesterday afternoon, he had gotten safely on base 10 times in a row. So something is obviously clicking with the bats here in New York. And I'm here for it, dude. I mean, I know they're still in 4th place. It's, they have a lot more work to be doing, but I really think the players only meetings are helping push that agenda forward. And I don't know, if they can continue this streak going into the All-Star break, maybe we don't lose our entire team by then.
Yeah, dude. You guys, the Mets, they have turned it around. For the time being, at least. You have JD Martinez, who's he's won a World Series. He's a veteran. He and those player meetings, dude, they're probably like, guys, like, Francisco, you're batting 230. whatever approach you have going into these at bats, fucking throw it out the window, dude. Pete Rose always said it. He said, when you are struggling, you never change your actual swing. You get up in the box, up in the box, back in the box, choke up on the bat, choke down on the bat, closer to the box. Like you never change your swing. And maybe Lindor saw that clip of Pete Rose and was like, you know what, I'm gonna do that. So, hey man, this is good baseball. You guys are playing good baseball. Pitching, hey, Luis Severano, he's pitching pretty well. He has a 3 ERA. He's leading the team. Sean Manaea, I haven't heard that name since he threw a what was it, no hitter with Oakland like 4 years ago or something, like 3 or 4 years ago. He has almost 70 strikeouts with the team. Like everything's coming together, and that's what you have to have with the baseball team. Everything has to come together. The pitching, the hitting, the base running, the mental errors. But you guys are limiting the damage and playing a really good baseball here.
And look,
Like
I
Brandon Nimmo playing really good ball right now. I mean, he was injured, wasn't he,
yeah.
for a while? But hey, he's playing good ball. So keep up the good shit and please beat the Phillies and get them out of first place because
Uh,
Braves can't do it.
they are they're running away with the division, Kyle.
Yeah, they are.
Braves are 38 and 30.
38 and yeah, 38 30, 38 31, something like
Something
that.
like that. They're 9 games behind first place. And then, I mean, dude, the Braves are kind of damn near close to the Mets in that middle ground between the Mets, Nationals, and Braves.
Yeah, you guys are only 5 games away from us.
Right. I think the Nationals are 3 or 4. Uh, so it's kind of like the middle of the road, and Phillies are just trending upwards. But I don't know. I think New York, think they're getting. Sometimes you have to just look yourself in the mirror and know, hey, I'm the polar bear. Hey, I'm an all-star. Right? Like
Yeah.
we're good at baseball, but we got to come together. And look, I don't mind if every game is running up the scoreboard. I really don't, as long as we're scoring more than the other team. And
Yeah.
that's really what it's all about. Pitching can be improved. Sure, especially in the bullpen, because sometimes they give me some scares. But either way, dude, I think this is a big shout out to Grimace from McDonald's.
Shout out Grimace.
McDonald's, if you have any more toys or sponsors or promos, whatever you have, send them to Citi Field or wherever the New York Mets are playing, and hopefully we can keep cooking the way that they are. But again, I'm not going to get my hopes up. We're still in June. There's a lot of baseball left to be played. We've been saying it for a while now, so who knows? But Kyle, get us into some basketball.
NBA Finals, dude. Game 5 is tonight. And as of now, the Boston Celtics are up 3-1. We're going to do a little recap of the series so far. How have the Celtics contained this Mavericks offense? And to be honest, dude, Luka is the leading scorer in this series. I mean, he's averaging almost 30 a game, but dude, they have contained Luka very well. But Luka has also kind of done some stupid shit himself. I mean, he is. I love Luka, but he is kind of a bitch when it comes to the fouls.
Yeah.
He dribbles down. Did the NBA not make a whole rule change of where if you dribble and you kind of lunge yourself into the defender and throw up a shot, that's not going to be a foul?
Oh,
did they do something?
They probably said they did, but it's officiating. And look who's on the frickin' officiating crew, dude. Scott Foster and Tony Brothers. You think this is going to be a fair officiated game?
I hate Tony Brothers.
Don't we all?
Bro, if you tie your shoe for too long, he's going to give you a technical. But Anyways, dude, the Celtics, they've been playing great. They've been doing a really good job about like limiting the role players, like the PJ Washingtons, the Daniel Gaffords, the Derek Lively's. They've been doing a really good job on like limiting those guys. Because, like I said a few episodes ago, when PJ Washington gets called in that game, he has one job, dude. Shoot, you got one job: sit in the corner, or just literally just run from corner to corner. Just run, and then if you're open, catch it and just put it up. That's his job, and they've been doing a great job. Kyrie did go absolutely bonkers in Game 3. I think he had like 35.
Yeah, and that was the game Luka gets fouled out with a little over 4.5 minutes left. So like you had to, and that was during that 20-2 run that they went on that the Celtics just stopped playing good. I mean Tatum, if you actually watched the game, Tatum, man, he would just dribble up and just turnover or brick a shot. Jaylen Brown had a couple turnovers during that stretch. They kind of just got comfortable being up by a bunch with not a lot of time left. And then, Luka gets fouled out and Kyrie goes stupid, but it's tough. It's tough to come back by that many points in that amount of time that they had left. And, Boston did what they needed to do. They scored when they needed to, and they won Game 3, which I don't think Mavericks are going to come back from this. I don't. But I disagree saying they've contained Luka, because I mean if you're dropping 30, at least not offensively, they're not containing him. Like containing everybody else, 100% agree. They are shutting down PJ Washington. The first 2 games they contained Kyrie. Defensively, yes, because Luka, I'm going to be honest here, he's a liability on defense. I mean, some names that come to mind: Steph Curry, Isaiah Thomas, the smaller point guard, the more recent one. Guys who are just not as big on defense, they just can't defend. And Luka is a bigger body.
He can, dude. Those back doors are killing.
I was going to say, when they are cutting back door, what the Celtics are doing, and this is pretty smart, they're giving a pump fake. Say a guy has the ball in the wing. Luka's on them. Luka always bites. He always bites when they have the ball, back door, wide open. And then guess what? They're going to get the ball. They're going to go up against Gafford, who's down there down low. They're either going to draw the foul, they're going to do an up and under, or they're going to pass the ball inside to another guy cutting, and they're going to score every single time. And defense, I mean, last game was the first game the Celtics didn't score over 100 points. It was also the first game the Mavericks scored over 100 points. So, I don't know. I think the Mavericks definitely heard the noise from the media because they were getting killed by everybody because of their lack of defensive play. But who's still in a killer mindset is head coach Joe Mazzulla for the Boston Celtics, who I really like this guy. My respect level has skyrocketed since I've heard some of the press conferences he's been in recently. He was asked what if they win the NBA Finals, which I hate when reporters do this. Like, Kyle, we learned all this shit. Like, you cannot ask somebody if they win the championship or if they win this game. Like, it's too, like, they're locked in. And
yeah,
like, he was locked in, and then he gets his question: if you guys win, what will it mean to be up there with the legendary head coaches for the Boston Celtics? He's like, well, that's not going to happen if our team can't get back on defense, if we can't create more spacing, if we can't hit our threes. And I think it was a great, appropriate response. I mean, that's not going to happen, dude. And, so he's locked in. He's dialed. And Game 5, it's back in Boston. A lot of people think that they're going to win it with the home crowd. I think they are. I think they close out tonight, to be honest with you. But I don't know. The Mavericks, they set the table. And if they follow this recipe of strong defense and Kyrie getting the help that he needs around pieces, they could push it to 6.
Yeah, I think Celtics end it tonight. I like the Mavs. I love Luca. Their team is super fun to watch, but like you said, Luca is a big body and he is such a liability on defense. The Celtics this series have like mastered of putting Luca and other defenders in no man's land, where he's sitting there. It's okay. Either this guy's about to take a jumper from the elbow. Do I go contest him and he dishes it down low? Or do I go back to guard the back door and he just shoots the mid range? Like
Right.
he's getting put in really bad situations. And I saw a stat. Luca's shooting like 8 for 21 from three this series, and the other guys are shooting 2 for 21. That's that's Gafford, that's Washington, that's Kyrie, bunch of other guys. The Celtics is I said it from the beginning. Drew Holiday is gonna give hell to whoever he's guarding.
Yeah, I mean, he was a
Whoever
fantastic addition to this team, and he blends well with them. But
he really does.
I mean,
And bro, Derek White, I didn't think Derek White would play such a huge role in
oh,
this team.
yeah, he is. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think anybody has been playing to Finals MVP level. I mean, Tatum.
It's probably gonna be Jalen.
I was about to say, like, Jalen has consistently scored around 20 to 25 points every game, but Tatum has not scored a bunch overall. And Derek White, like you said, he's aggressive, man. Like, when you watch him play, that's a guy who wants to win. He's out there making hustle plays every single play. And
Yeah.
especially in the absence of Kristaps Porzingis over the last couple of games, like they need to play smaller ball, and they're doing exactly that. And Tatum and Jaylen Brown are playing bigger. Al Horford, in his 50th year in the NBA, is still manning up the middle there. But I love the scrappy play from the Celtics guards.
Me as well, dude. All right, guys. That's gonna do it for
Oh,
today's
Kyle,
episode.
we got to get to our predictions, dude.
Yeah. Celtics in five.
Score prediction for tonight, though.
Uh, one. Let me look and see what the Celtics been scoring the first 5
Around
games.
between 100 and 115. They only scored 84 last game though.
I'm gonna go 112 to 105. Give me Celtics.
Okay. I'm gonna take the C's. 107 to 104.
107 to 104.
Take it to the bank.
Mavs, I believe in you, Dallas. I believe in you. It's just the Celtics, dude. They're just fucking locked in. They're dialed. So it's gonna be difficult to mess up whatever they got going in that locker room, because whatever they're in pregame, they are getting laser focused and they're dominating. So, all right, dude. So both of us got the Celtics winning. Hopefully, one of us get the score right. But guys, that's gonna do it for today's episode. A lot of good stuff, dude. Back to golf. Bryson DeChambeau, baby, finally gets it done. This is his second U.S. Open he's won.
Yep, second major too. Well,
Second major.
same thing.
Bryson gets it done. Rory fans, sorry you had to watch that, Rory. I'm sorry.
Keep waiting.
Yeah, just keep waiting. Mets, dude, finally someone in this division is doing something right. Even though I hate the Mets, I'm super happy that someone actually woke up and was like, you know what? We play in the MLB. We're a professional baseball player.
We can actually hit the baseball.
Yeah, guys, we're getting paid $400 million to hit a baseball.
Yeah, you're not exaggerating about that number either. That's the worst part.
Yeah, so it's nice to see a team actually wake up and do something, and then we just finished it off with some basketball talk. The finals, gave our predictions. Matt, how we feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling great. Great start to the week. Hopefully, we started your morning off pretty strong. And looking forward to College World Series Wednesday show, possibly.
Yes,
Prediction.
possibly. If anything crazy happens, we'll make sure to talk about it next show. But guys, hope you all had a good Father's Day over the weekend. Make sure you gave your pops a hug, and we will see you guys Wednesday. Peace.